We are people, and we love to get connected. We connect as families because of birth. We connect as friends because we click. And we connect as communities because we care. Seventh-day Adventists are people who connect in communities called congregations, which in turn connect to form conferences, who connect together to form unions, divisions, and the General Conference. Why do we connect? It starts with a connection to the Creator, who invites us on a spiritual journey. When we journey together, we can help each other along the way. This journey is a journey of a lifetime, and as we learn and grow, life becomes filled with meaning and purpose. Our greatest joy is in helping others along the way. Wherever you are on your journey, we believe that we have something to offer that can make your life more whole. So the next time you see a Seventh-day Adventist, remember, you're not looking at someone who stands alone. They are connected to a world church that has 18 million members, gathered in 13 divisions, comprised of 122 unions, formed by 600 conferences, serving in 140,000 congregations in 208 countries, who worship in 924 languages, and they all want to connect with you.
Good morning and welcome to another episode of Defining Your Health. I'm your host, Dinah Moralez. This morning we're doing part 2 of our series Benefits of Natural Remedies, and we are going to be talking about the importance of cleansing and detoxification. So we want to thank you guys for joining us. We invite you to go ahead and share this link with your friends and loved ones so that they can also benefit from the presentation today. Once again, we have our very special guest, Mr. Chandan, who is here for part 1 of the series, and it's only fit that he's also here for part 2, as he's going to be sharing some very important measures as it comes to detoxification and cleansing. So once again, welcome, Mr. Chandan.
Thank you again, thank you very much.
Yes, so this morning, I said 2 basic terms. Cleansing and detoxification. And a lot of the times we like to use these terms interchangeably. We know that sometimes your body, as you had mentioned in the first part, your body tells you when something is wrong. And a lot of the time, we feel not so good, and we want a little, what we call a little flush out, or a little physical reset. And so I know in regards to the different natural remedies, there are some specific plants and leaves and barks that offers this detoxifications or cleansing. But before we go into that, let's define these 2 terms for our viewers at home that may not be so familiar with it.
Yeah, sure, definitely. Okay, so cleansing, right? Well, when we look at the blood, right? In the blood, there's a lot of different things happening, right? But one of the things that we have to keep in mind, everything that the blood has, it gets it from the intestine, right? So a lot of times what seeps through to the blood is a lot of waste material. We call it, undigested proteins. And also what we get in the blood system is a lot of plaque buildup, right? So this trash that lies around, and that's what we want to cleanse out of the body, right? We want to help the body cleanse, and there's certain herbs that are good for cleansing the trash out of the body. Now when we talk about detoxification, now we're talking about taking out toxins from the body, right? And obviously we do consume a lot of toxins. So what the body does is a lot of times it packages toxins in fat cells and stores it up for later so it can deal with it later. When we introduce herbs into our body, let's say like bitters, what it has is going to help stimulate the liver to detoxify because it is the liver that manages the detoxification process, right? So when we talk about cleansing and detoxification, there is a little bit of a difference, right? And detoxification does come with symptoms, of detoxifying. Cleansing, well, one of the cleansing symptoms would be like we urinate a lot more. So when we urinate a lot more, we're taking out in a fast manner through the urine whatever waste material is in the kidneys, which is the actual filters of the body, right? So cleansing, detoxification, there is a little bit of a difference, obviously. And regardless, our bodies are always doing it on its own, by itself. But again, it all depends on the state of the body, how long a person has been eating unhealthy, as opposed to somebody who's active more often. Obviously, their process of detoxification or cleansing will differ, right? So what the herbs do is help the body to do this process a little bit more better, a little bit more efficient, and a little bit safer. Because when we're taking out toxins from the body, let's say heavy loads of toxins, yes, it can affect us negatively. So that you have to be very careful when you do heavy detox, right? So yes, there is a difference.
Okay, as you were talking about detox, now is there a specific time? Does time play a role, and also a person's body? Because when it comes to detoxification and the process that you're talking about there, can anyone do it, or it depends on your this condition in which your body is?
Well, yes, anybody can do detoxification. Again, there is different herbs. For example, a light detoxification would be something like mango leaf. We can drink mango leaf, turn it into a tea. It could be guava leaf, it could be avocado leaf, it could even use kinep leaf. They have these little components in them that the body will use during the time of detoxification. Now, you see, the body naturally has a cycle or a schedule to detoxify, and that's in the morning time. The morning time was when the body wants to detoxify, clear out whatever toxins or trash from the days before, right?
Right.
So how we can assist if you want to detoxify, let's say you take the morning time and dedicate it to assisting your body during this process by consuming a lot of liquids, coconut water, cucumber blends, or any type of blends. Just drinking a lot of liquids so that you can help this process of detoxification and not put cooked foods, right? Because when we put cooked foods in the body, now we're giving the stomach a lot of work. And if the stomach is working hard, it's not going to detoxify properly. So by helping the body, we can just learn this and fast during the morning time. So we fast in the morning, and then we break the fast at lunchtime. So, we've adapted other cultural habits, and we just eat breakfast.
Right.
But we can fast to help this process that the body does naturally.
Right. So, do we detoxify? Is it a one-time thing, or how often does it need to do in order for it to properly be effective to the body?
Well, it all depends on how often you toxify yourself. How often do you toxify yourself, right? Because we talk about detoxification, but we have to also look at the contrast. How often do we consume poisons? See, nowadays, our body has reached probably a critical limit. Almost anywhere or anything that you grab now has some type of contamination. We use a lot of agrochemical poisons nowadays, right? And the agrochemical poisons, although it does help a lot of the farmers to get bigger crops and have less loss, it is not really beneficial for our gut bacteria. So every time we consume foods that are tainted with agrochemical poison, what has been proven is that it does affect our gut bacteria. Our gut bacteria, again, makes up most of our immune system. So when we eat these foods that are tainted with toxins, we would want to consider again to help the body detoxify a little bit more frequently, right? So, for example, the bitters, you can drink a cup of bitters every morning and abstain from processed foods, right? Drink a lot of water, a lot of fruits. and you're going to help your body detoxify from the previous days. Small loads. If you drink enough bitters, if you drink a lot of bitters, now you're telling your body to want to detoxify a big load. However, this is going to come with side effects, right? Nausea, you're going to get fevers, shivers, you're going to get all these negative symptoms simply because bigger loads of poisons is coming out of your body. And the body will have to experience some damage, some type of repairs will have to be done, and a lot of it has to do again with the body just expressing itself naturally. It is taking out something poisonous from inside and outside, and it's just to help it along that process. Once it's out, the body will go back to its normal state.
Right. And what are some of the things that we can use to detox and cleanse our bodies? What are some of the herbs that we can use? I notice here and the front here we have some of your products that you have prepared, and I know each of them I've been watching them before we came on set, and all of them have a different purpose, or it's served for a different cleansing or detoxifying. So let's talk a little bit on these different products that you have so nicely packaged, may I say, here in front of us.
Thank you. Yeah.
So let's say we want to, you have mentioned over and over again that a lot of the stuff comes from our body. So gut health is very important. From these products that I have here, which one of them would assist in, healing the gut?
Perfect. So that's how I basically start. Almost anybody who wants to do some type of healing is to start to work on the gut, on the stomach. And this usually starts or entails starting with a purge, followed by a bitters cleanser. Now the purge, what it does is that there's many types of purges that people make. I make a purge that does not really cause diarrhea. What it does is type of a disinfectant. It works naturally with your bacteria, with your stomach, and it goes and basically eliminates or kills whatever parasites or worms are not supposed to be in there, or over accumulation of bacteria and fungus that is basically there trying to break old things down. So what it does, it stimulates the intestine too to try to eliminate the waste material naturally. And then the purge, because it's in the intestine, it gets absorbed into the blood, and it starts to disinfect also the blood system and the interior of the body. So you get a lot of urination as opposed to diarrhea with this purge here. However, if you're somebody who has not, or who has had their gallbladder removed, then yes, you might get a little bit of diarrhea then, yes. But apart from that, once you do a purge, then you can now move on to a bitters. So the purge is basically to initiate a little bit of healing and to eliminate and expel a lot of different things that shouldn't be in the body. But the bitters then comes and starts the healing process. It starts to lift up the health of the gut bacteria, to stimulate bacteria to start to do its job a little bit more efficiently. Also, what the bitters does is it stimulates the liver to start to detoxify a little bit more better. So people with fatty liver can benefit a lot from this. Right? Again, fatty liver is directly caused from the foods we eat. It's the incorrect fuel that we're consuming. We're consuming the wrong fuel. So when we want to take these types of, and I recommend it, and I give the advice on the back of the labels.
Okay, so before we go in there a little bit more, you talk about the stomach purge. So that's this one here. And as you can see, viewers at home, it's in a nice package, but apart from the package detail, I like that it has the name of what purge it is, or what cleansing or detoxification purposes it serves. It has the ingredients, or the barks, the leaves, the the natural stuff that was used in there, and then it also has his contact information, in which if you have any questions or queries, you can call him. But also it goes into telling you how how it was prepared.
How to prepare it, yes.
How it was prepared, and then when you turn to the back here, it gives you the information on how you can do your boiling or preparation at home. So this is in the dry form, and then you would take this and according to the instructions back here, you will follow it in order to get your bitters.
Yes, as you can see in the purge, I also mentioned, I have it displayed on the back as to what I recommend to consume and what to avoid. You see, things like processed sugar, if you look at it, I don't recommend you have processed sugar while you're taking purge or bitters. I wouldn't recommend it for anybody, anytime, but especially when you're purging, because you see sugar has a direct effect on your bacteria. So it negatively affects your gut bacteria. So the purge actually is going to try to positively affect the bacteria. So it contradicts itself. So the recommendations that I give right there on the nutrition, if you follow it, you'll get the best results.
Right. And I also notice here that you give a little advice of what they can do while they're taking this detoxification or cleansing, drinking a large glass of water in the morning and different things that will guide you. So it's not like you just, you know, a lot of the time we say, oh, well, I'll pick this bush and I'll pick that bush and I'll drink it. But then, you know, I like how you have went into detail into explaining what it's going to do and how best for you to get the results. So I like that about it. So you said stomach purge. After stomach purge, what do we go to next?
Then usually is the bitters.
Okay.
Now the bitters has ingredients like jackass bitters, billyweb, cedar bark, China root, also known as coco meca. It has a vine called chicoloro, which is excellent for the stomach. It has something called palo de hombre too, and another vine called guaco, which is also known in the herbalist circles as the female contribo. Now these things here are all weighed. There's a certain weight to it that I put, and it's all safe dosage. That's the good thing, you know. It's safe dosage as long as you drink it as I have it displayed on the label. You should be good. So what happens is that these ingredients, and I label them so that you can look into it if you want to know more about it. These things are very popular here in Belize. We know about, we have been using this for a long, long time. So I put it there so that people could know what they're consuming.
Right. I like that, Mr. Chandan, because a lot of time when we take these different medication for whatever symptoms, a lot of the names that you find on the ingredients you cannot even pronounce, much less know what it is. But with these, you can basically, you know, which herb is in there, so you can go and research on it and, you know, find out what it helps. So to verify your validity, that is, to make sure that what you're doing here, it's for the intended purpose that you have it there.
Exactly.
So we have the stomach purge, the Belize bitters, and then is there a next process, or that's it for the...
Well, it depends. If somebody, let's say somebody has some kidney issues, let's say somebody has been told they have, I don't know, maybe kidney stones or gallstones, or they have something called atherosclerosis or calcium buildup in the lines. That is because we consume a diet high in calcium. You know, it's too much calcium, so it calcifies in our body. This causes a little damage in the kidneys. So the mixture that I make is to assist the body to eliminate the calcium, to break down the calcium. So one of the ingredients that it has is chanca piedra, which is very, very popular. Everybody knows chanca piedra. And that is what helps break down the stones. And then there's other ingredients like encino bark, which is excellent for kidney, excellent for bladder function. Then we have Axmaster, which is also good for bladder function and kidney, but it's good. It is used as a blood tonic by many, many herbalists. And it has mango leaf, and I put mango leaf there because it's rich in nutrients and antioxidants. So this combined, I have found it to work very, very well. I've had many clients give me a lot of good feedback on it. And if you want something for your kidneys, you can take that. But if you want something just to enrich your body, your blood supply, you want to enrich your kidneys and just increase the health by enriching, not too much detoxing, but enriching, right? And you could try something like the blood rehab. So it has the ingredients on there as well. This is also a mineral-rich mix. Anemia, diabetes, anything that has to do with blood toxicity, and you want to correct that, you can use these the combination of blood rehab to assist to rehabilitate your blood supply. Right? and your organs as well. So then there's, if you can see, I also have the alpha male and woman's balance, and this mainly has to do with helping, assisting the body to rebalance the hormonal imbalances that many of us are going through. So you see, many of the foods that we are eating, the chemicals unfortunately directly affect our endocrine system, which has to do with our hormones, and it throws our hormones off balance. Women experience this a lot more than men, but men do experience it as well. So we see a lot of negative symptoms comes when you see the hormonal balance be thrown off. So those negative symptoms can be corrected when you correct the balance. So alpha male helps in that sense, and woman's balance helps in that sense. So woman's balance would help also to assist the body to shrink fibroids and cysts and to eliminate it, and other things too that has to do with the reproductive system. So there's some choices there. However, I also, if needed, I would make some custom mixes for people with specific things, you know.
Right. And what I like about all of this is that it's all natural. It's stuff that you can find right here locally in Belize. And also to our viewers at home, as I was speaking to Mr. Chandan, he had mentioned he does not only sell these products. He goes the extra mile into explaining to his different clients the purpose of these products and how they can use it efficiently. But many times he has mentioned there are some persons who would want to try it but may not be able to purchase it at that time. He goes ahead and he asks them what do they have around them, and he tries to, you know, facilitate the process in which they can also take part in providing healing for themselves. You want to speak about that a little bit?
Yeah. You know, it's understandable. You know, not everybody can afford to purchase these things here and many other things. Not many people can afford to purchase vegetables every day, and that's an unfortunate situation that we have found ourselves. And I don't mind, you know, helping. And I do get people who would like to buy these products and are sick and they would really like to try it, but unfortunately they don't have the means or especially right now, the finance. So yes, I would ask, you know, look around you. What do you have? Tell me what you have around you, you know, and maybe take some pictures. And maybe I can point out certain herbs that you can use, and then I'll explain how you can use it. And you can also further Google it, you know. It's a good thing that we have such facilitation to basically try to learn ourselves, to educate ourselves. Back in the days, it wasn't that easy, you know. So now we're fortunate enough to be able to acquire information very fast and to just validate whatever people are saying. So I try to assist by, again, just watching my videos too. I share videos as well as which plants we can use. I deal mainly, almost completely with local plants. When I first wanted to learn and I wanted to take classes, I noticed that all the classes that were given were plants that were from not local, they were from abroad, you know. And I just didn't understand it, but I didn't agree with it. I wanted to know what we have here. So I've taken time and I'm still learning, you know. There's so much to learn. And when I learn, I want to package that information into some manner, maybe a video or something, and then I share it with you guys. And then you can do something about it and empower yourself, you know, and help somebody with this information too.
Right, so we should take charge of our health and go ahead and do the research for ourselves to validate as what you're saying. Don't take
I didn't take everybody's word for
right.
it. I had to validate it.
Yes, Mr. Chandan is here sharing his information with us, but one of the first things he mentioned to me said, I always tell the different person that speak to me, don't take my word for it. Go ahead, do your own research and learn about the different things that you can do to help yourself. As we're winding down here, Mr. Chandan, what role would you say diet play in terms of detoxification and cleansing? Because let's say I come to you and I said, well, I want a stomach purge. I want to know, cleanse my stomach and feel better. But I don't want to just do it one time and then go back to my old ways, because I know in some way it won't be as effective as I would hope it to be. So is there a role that diet plays when you're considering doing detoxification and cleansing?
Well, the main reason we want to cleanse and detox, or what drives us to it, is because of our fear of getting sick.
Right.
Right? So we wanna be able to try to avoid the sickness, right? So we have to really consider, our habits, and we have to take away this misconception that disease is something you catch. People think that I caught it, it's from bad genes, or it's my bad luck, or I'm being punished. But in reality, disease or illness is actually something that we build, we construct, we put it together. We had a lot to do with it. So nutrition comes into play in that. When you know what's beneficial to your body and you practice putting that in here, then you'll see that you won't be as fearful of getting health. When you're not sure, when you have doubts, that's when you have to then fear starts to come about. I don't know if I'm going to get sick, I don't know. So nutrition has a lot to do with it. What you eat obviously will determine how your body will react. So yes, definitely, when it comes to nutrition, you want to make sure that you're doing it right. If you got to a point to where you find yourself sick, that's because you constructed it, not purposely, right? Not purposely. But if you can gain a little bit of knowledge and education on nutrition, then you will see that you can deconstruct that and reconstruct something better, which is a better you, a healthier you, a more natural you. And when you see that, you'll come to appreciate who you are. You'll value yourself a lot more, and the people around you will start to value you more, because it does take work. It's not easy.
Right. And my last question for you this morning, Mr. Chandan, and I think one of the questions that most viewers who are watching us this morning probably have on their mind is, how long does it take for these the cleansing and the detoxification to work? How long before we start seeing results and we start feeling the benefits of doing these stuff?
Depends what you have. Depends what you have, right? Obviously, if you have cancer, it takes a while. But all in all, you should definitely start to see this as long as you're doing it correctly. And I'm saying, you take away the bad diet, you make sure that you're considering a lot of these nutritional aspects, and you take this, you should see benefits within a few days, within a few weeks. When it comes to bitters and the stomach, you see it the same day. Most people see it the same day. When it comes to, like, let's say anemia or low blood count, and you take the blood rehab, you see it within a few days. Sometimes it takes a week. When it comes to the alpha male and woman's balance, because it has to recalibrate your hormonal system, you might see it 1 week, or you might see it in 3 weeks. But it is our consistency, our discipline that will determine that, because some people will say, well, because I drank bitters today, I can eat this and eat that and eat this, and and I say, but I don't see the difference. Well, that's why you have to consider the habits and the nutrition, so that you can see the benefits faster, or the results faster.
Right. So there you have it. The importance of cleansing and detoxifying our bodies regularly. So if you would like to contact Mr. Chandan, you can do so. Do you mind sharing your contact information again?
Yeah, sure. You can contact me through Facebook. I have my Facebook page. You can contact me at Healing Origins, as well as my personal one, which is Chandan Makhijani. And I also have a shop which if you want to come visit in Orange Walk. It's on San Francisco Street. 59 San Francisco Street is right across from the Jehovah Witness Church. And I also have my contact number, which is, you can call me through WhatsApp, which is 622-6936. But it's best if you send me a message, and I'll get to it at my earliest convenience, because I do get a little bit overwhelmed with messages and calls. So if you just permit me some time, send me a message, I will respond accordingly.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chandan. And also, I would like to encourage you, as Mr. Chandan had mentioned in this program today, he learned a lot from reading and investigating and building himself with knowledge. And you can also do that. I'm inviting you to visit the Yagpa bookstore, which is located in our headquarters at 3A King Street in Kings Park area, and you can they have so many books on health and on natural remedies that you can read up for yourself. So go ahead and visit Oriental Bookstore, and when you're there, if you're making a purchase, don't be afraid to use the ATN promo code, which is ATN21, as you will help this ministry to continue doing work like this and to be able to share valuable information with you. So once again, I want to thank you, Mr. Chandan, for being with us
Thank
here.
you too.
And I want to thank our viewers and our audience at home for tuning to another edition of Defining Your Health. Have a blessed day.
Yes.